Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Alex here with Caplan's Landscaping. It's been a while since I've made a video. I used to do a lot of truck content. I'd follow guys like Paradox's, Grey Gay, all that. And I always landscaped on the side, but I was never did any videos on that. But I started watching a lot of guys who do lawn care videos and landscaping, mainly Brian's Lawn Care. So I just figured I'd get back into it. I had some time on my hands and give you guys a video on my setup for the 2020 season. So here we go. So for the 2020 lawn care season, this is my setup. My truck is a 2001 Ford F350. This is a 20-foot overall trailer, but a 16-foot deck. Just starting at the front, we have always keep 2 to 3 cones on the front. Whenever I pull out into traffic and put the gate down, we're working, I always put cones either at the back or at the front, depending on the way traffic comes. This is a safety thing. I wouldn't work without them. A lot of people don't see when you have guys standing there, and I always put the cones out on the back a little bit out, just so they have to swerve a little bit and go around you. And this is just a safety thing. You always want to be safe out there when you're working. And then we have the Igloo 5-gallon water container, and I just have a bungee to keep all this stuff in. Always got to stay hydrated on the job. Definitely recommend filling that up with ice water at the beginning every day. You aren't wasting time going to Royal Farms to get drinks, having to buy stuff. It's just a good way to go. Up here you have my Scag 48-inch walk-behind mower with a Bradley Mowers Velke. This is my backup mower. I've had this for about 3 years, and when I bought it, I actually put an hour meter on it. It only has about 22 hours on it, so I really try not to use it too much, but only when my zero turn breaks down. Then also up here you have my gas. This is my gas oil mix. It's all marked either with a black X or oil gas in green. I like to make sure all my stuff is marked. You have new guys that are working with you. You don't want them putting normal gas in your blowers and your trimmers, and you don't want them putting this gas oil in your mowers. That wouldn't be the end of the day, but still. So one thing when I do have new guys working with me that I always give them a rundown on what gas goes in what and how it's marked. Then I have my blower. It's a Stihl BR600 blower. Pretty strong blower. It's great for everything I do, just blowing off driveways, doing leaf removal in the fall. I do not have a rack for this yet. This is something that I've been working on, trying to make one myself. I just can't justify spending the $200, $220 on the racks that all the other guys are running. It's a $600, maybe a $500 blower, and just spending that much money on a rack just doesn't sound like something that I need to do right now when it works fine right there. But I am working on something to put it up there, so we'll stay tuned on that. Right here I have my spare. Always recommend you guys having a spare. You'll never want it until you need it, and that happened to me. Luckily it's a tandem axle trailer, so I was able to get home just with 2 wheels on that side, 1 wheel on this side. But if you guys are working every day, you need a spare. I mean, it's just something you have to have. They sell some fancy mounts for them. I just drilled into the frame here and put 2 stainless steel bolts. That's working fine. Just got a new tire here actually. But make sure you want to maintain all your stuff. That's one thing that I've been doing a lot more. You never want to have downtime in this industry. It's something that'll cost you. So always make sure everything's maintained and you have spares and backups for everything. But after that, you have my normal gas here. You have 10 gallons. Before I start every day, I top everything off from my trimmers to my mowers. And 10 gallons is always enough to get me through the day with all my mowers. Then right here, you have a Boland's 21-inch push mower. And on the other side, you have a 21-inch self-propelled snapper mower. These are for my smaller properties that have gates for the backyard. I don't use them too often, but it's definitely something you have to have on your trailer. And I like to be prepared for anything. So if a neighbor comes out and they say, hey man, how much to do my yard? And it's something you either A, need a push mower for because it's too small. There are too small areas for your zero, or they have a gate. Always got to be prepared. So I always keep these on the trailer, even though I don't use them too often. Then back here you have my zero turn. This is a Scag Tiger Cat 48-inch. I'm running the advanced chute from Ballard Innovative Products. Definitely recommend that chute. It's great around flower beds, windows, people, roadways, anything. You just really have good control over where you're throwing grass and rocks and everything. It was a real simple install. I definitely recommend it. It's about $200. Other than that, on the trailer itself, I have an Easy Gate by Byers. This is just to help lift your gate up and down. I never wanted to install it. I was like, my gate's not that heavy, you know, why do I need this? But when you're working long hours, long days, and you have that heavy gate lifting up, it's just one of those real easy things for a $100 thing that I definitely recommend, and I wouldn't even look back on. So I definitely recommend that. Install was real easy. All you got to do is drill a few holes and line it up. Then on the back here, on my 0 turn, I have a Erickson tie-down system. This is about $40 on Amazon, and they send you 2. I definitely recommend this for all you guys out there. It's a real easy and simple way to tie down your equipment. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere, whether you hit some bumps or you get in an accident, whatever. This is actually the first season that I've ran with it, and I would never look back. I used to have all my equipment bouncing around everywhere. That's just an unneeded liability. It damages equipment. It's not the way to go. Something as simple as this for $40 for 2, definitely recommend that. And then over here you have my trimmer rack. This is a Packham trimmer rack. I also just installed this year. I used to keep all my trimmers and my blower and everything in the bed. This rack was, I think, about $75, $80. Definitely recommend it. It's great. It keeps everything out of your bed. It keeps it safe, secure, locked up. For trimmers, I have an Echo right here. I think this is an SRM 115. It's a pretty bottom of the line trimmer, but it does the job. Right here you have my Stihl KM111R. This is a combi system trimmer, and so you can put on basically anything to this power head. Hedge trimmers, weed whacker head, pole saw pruner, edger, anything. I really like this trimmer. Has a ton of power, it's really strong, and it's really easy to change stuff in and out. Another thing that I keep in my truck, not on my trailer itself, is the Stihl combi system hedge trimmer. I have a lot of clients who always flag me down and say, hey, can you cut this back? Can you do that? And I was tired of being like, oh, I'll do it next time, and then forgetting. So I keep this in the back of my truck. It just makes it real easy. You'll learn as you go what your clients ask for and what they need. And a lot of the times it's always, hey, can you cut this back? Can you do that? So this is something I always keep in. Another thing I recommend you guys getting, I keep this in my toolbox as well, an impact gun. And with that impact gun, I recommend you guys get a socket that goes to your blades on every mower and your lug nuts. This makes it so much easier when if you break a blade, you crack a blade, they're dull, you got to change them, you get a flat tire, anything, you're ready to go on the fly. Downtime, like I said, is something really bad in this industry, so being able to be prepared and ready to do everything yourself is just a great thing. And if you can get a real cheap impact gun from Harbor Freight or something like that, doesn't have to be anything special, just strong enough to take some blades off, take some lug nuts off. That's definitely something I recommend too. Always recommend you have some safety goggles. I keep these in my glove box. I have 2-3 pairs. Always use it when you're trimming. When you're cutting an edge, so many rocks fly up, and I'm really all about safety, which leads to my next thing. These are some 3M ear protection. These don't only protect your ears, but they have Bluetooth, AM, FM, so you can listen to your own music while you're cutting. Those are definitely great. So this is my setup for the 2020 season. It's not perfect. I still have a lot of improving to do, but it's definitely better than at the beginning of the season. I just had all my mowers in, not strapped down, all my weed whackers, blowers in the bed, etc. So I mean, going forward, I'd like to get somewhere for the blower, put a blower rack up, tie all the gas cans down. I don't want that going anywhere, preferably on the front or the side of the trailer, and just get everything nice, organized, easy to use, easy to access. Another thing that I did was I put in some 2x4s everywhere just to keep all my other mowers from moving around. Same with the walk behind. So let me know what you guys think about my setup, any comments, whatever, what you guys are running, what you think about the equipment, all that. I'm going to be throwing some more content at you guys. In the past, I've done a lot of truck content. Still going to throw some of that your way, but I haven't made a video in a while. So tell me what you guys want to see. I do all my own maintenance on all my equipment, my trailer, my truck. I can show you guys anything from doing oil changes, to working on the brakes on trailers, to carburetor repair, to tear downs and valves. So let me know what you guys want to see. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Take it easy.